Living in America has long been associated with opportunity, comfort, and financial success. But today, millions of Americans are asking a different question. Why is life becoming so expensive? From housing and healthcare to groceries and transportation, everyday costs are rising faster than incomes. In this documentary, we explore the real financial reality of modern American life in 2026. Housing is now the largest expense for most Americans. In major cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Miami, monthly rent often exceeds $2,000. Even smaller cities have seen dramatic increases. Many families now spend over 40% of their income just to keep a roof over their heads. Young professionals increasingly share apartments or move far from city centers to afford housing. Home ownership, once considered the American dream, is becoming harder for first-time buyers due to rising interest rates and property prices. Groceries across the United States have risen sharply in recent years. Basic items such as eggs, milk, bread, and meat cost significantly more than before. An average American household now spends hundreds of dollars every month simply on food. Restaurants and fast food prices have also increased, changing how families budget daily expenses. Many Americans now cook at home more often and carefully plan weekly shopping. Healthcare in America remains one of the most expensive systems in the world. Even individuals with insurance often face large medical bills. Emergency room visits, prescription medications, and routine treatments can create long-term debt. Medical expenses are now one of the leading causes of financial stress among American families. Work and income pressure. While living costs continue rising, wages have not increased at the same pace. Millions of Americans work multiple jobs or side hustles to maintain financial stability. Remote work and freelance opportunities are growing, but job security remains uncertain. Artificial intelligence and automation are also reshaping employment across industries. Transportation and energy costs. Transportation is another major expense. Car ownership includes fuel, insurance, maintenance, and loan payments. Gas prices fluctuate frequently, affecting commuting costs nationwide. Public transportation options remain limited in many regions, making cars essential. The future of American life. Despite financial challenges, Americans continue adapting. Many relocate to affordable states, pursue online income opportunities, or reduce unnecessary spending. Technology, remote work, and changing lifestyles may redefine the American dream in the coming years. The question is no longer how to become rich, but how to live comfortably in a rapidly changing economy. Living in America still offers opportunity, innovation, and growth. But understanding the real cost of modern life has never been more important. Subscribe to USA Insight Hub for real American stories, economic insights, and lifestyle facts.
Getting sick can be something no one plans for. It doesn't arrive with permission. It doesn't check your bank balance, and it certainly doesn't wait for the right moment. For millions of people, illness begins as a small discomfort, a headache, chest pain, or sudden fever, something manageable, something temporary. But in the United States, that moment can quickly transform into something far more frightening. Not just a medical emergency, a financial one. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night unable to breathe properly. Your chest feels tight. Panic rises. You call for help, and within minutes, an ambulance arrives. You feel relief, because help has come. But weeks later, another shock arrives, not medical, but financial. A bill. Thousands of dollars for a single night. This is not a rare story. This is reality for millions of Americans. Today, we explore why healthcare in the United States has become one of the most expensive systems in the world, and how a single hospital visit can change someone's life forever. Entering an emergency room, No surgery, no complicated treatment, just examination, testing, and observation. In many countries, this might cost little or nothing at all. But in America, even basic care carries a heavy price. Walking into an emergency department alone can cost hundreds of dollars before treatment even begins. Blood tests, scans, medication, monitoring, each service is billed separately. Every item has a price. A bandage, an IV fluid bag, a 5-minute consultation. Individually small, together overwhelming. Patients often leave the hospital feeling grateful for survival, only to face months or even years of medical debt afterwards. For many families, recovery doesn't end when they leave the hospital. It begins again when the bills arrive. To understand today's costs, we must go back decades. Healthcare in the United States was not always this expensive. After World War II, employer-sponsored health insurance became common. Companies began offering insurance benefits to attract workers. Over time, healthcare became deeply connected to employment. Insurance companies grew, hospitals expanded, technology advanced rapidly. New machines saved lives, but also increased operational costs. As medical innovation accelerated, pricing structures became more complex. Hospitals needed specialists, advanced equipment, administrative staff, legal compliance teams, and insurance negotiators. Each layer added expense, and slowly, healthcare transformed from a public necessity into a highly complex industry. Today, hospitals operate not only as care providers, but also as large business systems managing massive financial networks. Insurance is supposed to protect people, but in America, insurance itself often becomes confusing. Many citizens pay monthly premiums, sometimes hundreds of dollars. Yet even insured patients may still face large bills. Why? Because insurance plans include deductibles, co-payments, and coverage limits. A deductible means patients must pay a certain amount themselves before insurance begins helping. Co-payments require partial payment for each visit, and some treatments may not be fully covered at all. This creates a paradox. People believe they are protected until they actually need care. Then they discover hidden costs they never expected. Medical language becomes financial language. Coverage approvals, out-of-network providers, claim denials. Suddenly, healing involves paperwork as much as medicine. Consider a working parent with stable employment and insurance. One unexpected accident changes everything. A broken leg requires surgery, ambulance transport, operating room fees, anesthesia, recovery care, physical therapy. Each step generates its own bill. Even with insurance, total out-of-pocket costs can reach thousands. Savings disappear, credit cards fill the gap. Stress replaces stability. Another example involves chronic illness. Conditions like diabetes or heart disease require ongoing medication and monitoring. Monthly prescriptions alone can cost hundreds of dollars. Patients sometimes face impossible decisions: pay rent or buy medication, skip treatment or fall into debt. These are not isolated stories. They happen daily across the country. One surprising reality is that healthcare prices in America are rarely fixed. The same procedure can cost dramatically different amounts depending on location. Two hospitals in the same city may charge different prices for identical treatment. Unlike many industries, patients often do not know costs beforehand. Emergencies leave no time for comparison shopping. Healthcare becomes one of the few services people must purchase without knowing the price first. Transparency remains limited, and uncertainty increases anxiety long before recovery begins. Modern medicine saves lives in ways unimaginable decades ago. Advanced imaging detects disease early. Robotic surgery improves precision. Innovative treatments extend life expectancy. But innovation carries cost.
High-tech equipment requires maintenance, specialists, training, and upgrades. Hospitals invest billions to remain competitive. Those costs ultimately reach patients through billing systems. Technology improves survival, yet contributes to rising expenses. Progress and affordability struggle to coexist. Financial stress affects health itself. Studies show medical debt creates anxiety, depression, and delayed treatment decisions. Some patients avoid doctors entirely out of fear of cost. Minor conditions worsen. Preventable illnesses become emergencies. Healthcare becomes reactive instead of preventative. Families postpone checkups. Parents delay procedures. Young adults remain uninsured, hoping nothing goes wrong. But illness rarely respects optimism. It's important to understand that doctors are rarely the villains in this story. Most enter medicine to help people, yet physicians also work inside a system shaped by regulations, insurance negotiations, and administrative requirements. Hospitals must balance patient care with operational survival. Staff salaries, equipment costs, facility maintenance, and legal compliance all require funding. The challenge lies not in individual intent, but in systemic complexity. A system designed over decades now struggles under its own weight. Many developed countries approach healthcare differently. Some rely on government-funded systems. Others combine public coverage with private insurance options. Citizens often pay taxes that support universal medical access. While no system is perfect, many countries reduce direct financial shock during illness. In contrast, Americans frequently encounter significant personal costs even with insurance coverage. The debate continues. Should healthcare operate primarily as a market service or as a guaranteed public necessity? There is no simple answer, only ongoing discussion. Technology continues evolving. Artificial intelligence assists diagnosis. Telemedicine connects doctors and patients remotely. Digital monitoring allows treatment from home. These innovations may reduce costs over time. Policy reforms are also being debated, aiming to improve affordability, transparency, and accessibility. But meaningful change requires balancing innovation, economics, and human need. Healthcare systems cannot transform overnight, but conversations are growing louder. Citizens, policymakers, and professionals all recognize the urgency. Illness reminds us of something deeply human. No one chooses to get sick. No one schedules emergencies. Healthcare exists because life is fragile, because every person, regardless of income or background, eventually needs help. The true measure of a society may lie in how it cares for people at their most vulnerable moments. Behind every statistic is a person, a parent, a child, a worker, a dream interrupted by unexpected diagnosis. The question facing America is not only economic, it is philosophical. What should healthcare mean? A service, a privilege, or a shared responsibility? As medicine advances and costs continue to rise, one truth remains unchanged. Health is priceless, but access to it still carries a price. And for millions, that price defines the difference between recovery and hardship. The future of healthcare will depend not only on technology or policy, but on choices made collectively. Because in the end, healthcare is not just about hospitals or insurance, it's about people, and the hope that getting help should never mean losing everything.